Okay, so good. Nobody's here yet. I'm a little early because I wanted to make sure everything is working right. Oh, hang on a second. It's playing on my computer. And now I can see that there is definitely a delay. So, how is everybody today? Now I can see that there is definitely a delay. So, how is everybody today? Now I can see that there is definitely a delay. One moment here, technical difficulties. I need to turn the volume down. There's quite a delay here. So, hi. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for coming. Hi, Kathleen. Don't forget to put it on live chat, and we'll just sit here and chat for a minute until, and sorry, I keep looking at my, oh, I can see the chat right on the screen. I'm not familiar with the software, so you'll have to bear with me, which is why I hopped on a little bit early so that I could kind of get the feel of what this feels like. Nice to see you. Hey, Mac. Hey, Chow. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so I wanted to start because I just noticed that Debbie J was having a live right now. And sorry, Debbie, I didn't know. I tried to hit everybody that I kind of know so that I didn't step on any toes here. And she started her live about 4:30. So we'll talk about the topic here in a moment here when it's actually time to start, because I don't want to jump the gun here. But it's just another scrap buster, and plus, you know, I kind of wanted to get to know you guys, and I did want to say, and I'll say again later, that I'm at 411 subscribers. As soon as I hit 500, I will have a giveaway. I have lots of goodies to give away, and so be on the lookout for that, and I'll have to figure out a way to pick a winner, I guess, or two. And my last giveaway for 250, the person never came forward, so that looks like 2 giveaways, and I think the camera's right there. Sorry about that. How's everyone doing today? This is me in the flesh. I hope that I don't break things when I try to turn the camera down towards my desk. I might, you know, it's me. So anyway, who drinks coffee when they're nervous? Me. And it's my Huntsville cup. Okay, the camera's right there. That's from my work. Yeah, I let it grow because I can't be asked to cut it. So yeah, I'm nervous because this is my first live, and I was nervous when I did my first video too. So I guess, you know, you just get through it. How do I fix that? Well, I know I should be able to fix that. Let me see. How do I think I can just turn it. Hang on. So no, it doesn't let me turn it. Now I got this thing broken. It won't stay. Okay, let's try. See? No. Okay, there's something to push. So when I get ready to go hands down, I'll fix that. I need to just tighten this up. Sorry. You know, this was a cheap setup, and you get what you pay for, I guess. Okay, so now I'll just hold it. Well, thanks, Mac. I appreciate that, everybody. Mac, that's my son, Mac. You have to start in landscape. Oh. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be in portrait because I don't know what to do to actually fix that. Is it 5? Okay, it's 5 o'clock now. So I'm going to turn my camera. Everybody, sorry if it gets you dizzy. Let's Let's flip this camera. Flip. Okay, that is correct right there. You can see that. Tighten this up. Okay, does it look right? Well, other than being just a little crooked this way. Yeah, it looks exactly how I need it to look. Perfect. All right, guys. So, let me show you something, because I'm sure none of you has something like this. Let's see if I can zoom out. Well, I can't, but what I've got here is just one of many bins full of scraps. We're talking Hello Kitty scraps, and oh god, I'm glad you guys are all here. Oh, bunch more scraps in this little box, just scraps galore. And what we're gonna do here today is I'm gonna show you how to make these cool little beads. Little teeny tiny fairy, little flower, and those are just 2 beads. I have many more. This one, I actually used my die cut, my tiny die cut, and cut out the T and then replaced it with a sort of metallic. Is the view, can you guys see? Okay, I see what's wrong. Okay, sorry about that. When I'm looking at it, it looks normal. Hang on. Ugh, I hate this thing, it just doesn't want to behave. No. Right there. Okay. Let's see if it stays. Stay. Get that nice and tight. Yeah, like I said, you kind of get what you pay for here. There. How come it won't turn? Okay, so we're gonna be sideways this whole time? No, no bueno. Okay, I have to start. So should I stop and start again? Stace? Okay, I'll restart. Okay. It's still. No matter where I started, it goes sideways on me. All right, let's try turning it. Oh, guys, don't kill me. Talk amongst yourself. We're getting there. It's gonna break. Don't break. Don't break. Okay, now. Okay. Now if I can just get this to stay steady, we're in good shape. Just wants to frickin' turn on me. Don't turn on me. I'm gonna have to find something to prop this thing up. Crazy. Okay. Ah, why won't you? All right. I'll just. See, I was using a different app, just because I've been trying to study, but now I've messed up my whole tripod situation here. No, you didn't miss anything. I'm broken here. I'm trying to mess with this to make it not flip over. All right, let's try this. No. Oh, God. I tried starting it in landscape trace. It just was stupid. It wouldn't behave. Okay. This is proper. Now if I can just get my camera thing to stop turning. I'm so sorry, guys. This is no fun. No bueno. Yeah, it just keeps flopping. Okay, wait a sec. I think I got it. I think I got it, or it's gonna break. Piece of crap. Oh, I know, right? Okay. I'm gonna break it. Okay, can you guys see okay? That I cannot seem to get this out of this mode. So I don't want to waste any more of your time here. All right, guys. So as I was showing you, we're doing this little bead right here. See, I can't even see where my camera's aiming. Ugh. I should not have done this. Anyways, guys, frustrating. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it. I'll figure it out later. I messed around with it a lot today, but I kept going live and it was not a good situation. So what we do in order to get this barrel shaped bead, camera, can you guys see it okay? Is we're gonna take 12 inches of paper, and let's just go with the scrap, okay? And what I like to do is I like to take my ruler, and I don't want this ruler. Guys, I have 19 million rulers. Where's my Tim Holtz ruler? And I just like to lay the middle side down, and I'm going to go ahead and just trim 1/2 inch. And I'm going to use my finger blade for this. And the way I do this is I just kind of lay it against there and slide on down. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 of these. And same thing, only on this one we're going to do just a little bit. So to get a barrel bead, I'm going to be using 2 of these. If I had a 12-inch piece of paper, I would go ahead and just do 1. And I'll also, I mean, there's lots of videos on how to do these non-barrel beads. They're kind of well, actually, they're more barrel-y than the other one, but whatever on that. Now, you can use a bead roller. Okay, these are great. They're terrific. But Tell me you don't have a bead roller. I don't have a bead roller. Okay. Most of you have crochet hooks or knitting needles. You want the 5mm, and the reason you want the 5mm is so that you can fit the 5mm grommets in the center. If you're going to put grommets, you don't even have to put them. But this just so simple. Guys, where's my glue? Here it is. I'm going to just take the paper and start to roll, right? And oops, let it slip and just hold it tight. And I'm using the blue end, and this is just the first piece of 2, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to stamp the other one, and so what I like to do is I like to pull it off and straighten it out, make sure that's all nice and flat, and it'll go flat. You just got to push it against a kind of a flat surface and make sure it's tight. I had a lot of really cool ideas of something to do with these. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue, just lightly glue this down, but I want to make sure the glue's all the way at the end, and just give it a good press and hold it for a minute. I'm using my reptile adhesive. Look how fast that stuff sticks. Boom, it's stuck. Okay, so the second part, I want a little stamp right here. So what you want to do, you want to go through and find your tiny stamps. So I got these, I think I got them at Joann for a planner or something like that. Got a little paw print, a little airplane, just a bunch of little stuff. And then, you know, I've got these tiny little, let's see, these are Picket Fence Studios. And then I've got my fairies from Fairy Hug Stamps, and that's what you saw in one of them. The main thing is that you want the stamp to be fairly narrow, and you want to decide on the orientation of your beads. So, for instance, where did it go? Seriously, folks? Well, I'll be dogged. Okay, so this one I put little words. It says, "You shine." So it goes this way. If the beads are going to be on your wrist, like, yay. If you're going to make the beads like that, then you want it to go the other way. So I'm just going to take my little stamper do here, and I'm going to attach my little fairy, and I'm going to grab some any kind of ink you want, really. Let's see, I'm using blue. I think I'll make a purple fairy. So I've got Fantasia and the VersaFine Claire. Once you stamp these on, you do want them to dry before you go to the next step. So I'm just going to stamp it off, make sure she's good, and line it up best I can. It's hard to do it without getting my head in the way. Just going to stamp her down. And I do them 2 or 3 times, because the this is a 1/2 inch, and by the time you get it rolled up, it is, let me find a rolled one here and measure it. Guys, what did I do with it? Here we go. By the time you get it rolled up, well, let's just start from here. It's about 3/4 of an inch, about, depending on how thick you roll, how much paper you have. But you want enough to support the center. So I'm just going to put another one right here. So I've got 2, 1 on each side, right? Pretty simple. And you kind of let that dry. And what you want to do is you're going to take this side and you're going to butt it right against here. Okay, so you're going to want to just put a little bit of glue right along here, spread it out, make sure that your fairy end is down here. I'm just going to push that, butt it against there, and hold it. Am I frozen? Because I don't see any chatter. Are you guys just being really quiet? Okay, you're being quiet, I guess, or everybody left. That's okay. I don't blame you. I would too. Okay, once you're sure that's nice and glued down and butt up against there, you're just going to continue to roll it. And I like to roll it by hand. And you can, honestly, you can roll the whole thing by hand, but if you started off on something round, even like I was doing them on these bamboo skewers, but I was finding that the embossing powder was sticking to them. So I'm just going to roll this on up. Just keep rolling it. And you can use pattern paper, you can use plain paper with stamps, whatever you have. Okay. Then we'll put some glue on there. I want to make sure the glue is going all the way across. Make sure that's nice and tight. And I'm just going to hold that down. Give it a good press. It's ready to go. Okay. So now we've got a little bead. See, I could have probably fit one more fairy on there because I used it extra long. Probably should have cut this one down to about 6 by 6. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually place it right back onto my crochet hook because interestingly enough, the embossing powder does not stick to the crochet hook. And then I'm going to get out my clear embossing powder. Okay, I've just got a big bucket of it. And I'm going to get out, and this is my cheap Recollections. And what I did was I juiced it up. I took the lid off this and poured this on here. So I'm just going to roll the bead onto here. And I'm going to heat up my heat tool now. So that's going to get noisy. Sorry about that. I'll try and move it out of the way while it's heating up. I'm afraid to try to mute it because we don't know what'll happen. So I'm just going to roll that up and then I just dip it in. Just like that. Tap it off. I'm just going to emboss it. Okay. So I'm going to start with the one coat. Okay. I'm going to leave my embossing tool on because I'm going to go in now with some holographic embossing powder. And I got these little clear trays from the dollar store. You get 6 of them for $1. And so I'm going to just pour it in here. So it's easier to dip. And then once this is a little bit cool, I'm going to roll it in the here again. And then I'm just going to roll it in that holographic. Tap it off. Sparkly. I'm just going to heat emboss it. Now that's nice and hot. Keep your heat gun on. Go back into the clear. Go back into the clear again. Okay. So you do not want to touch that right now because you'll mess up your plastic, because as we know, it's just melted plastic. There we go. We get the shadow of my hand out of the way. You see it okay? Let's see here. Let me, heck no, you can't see it. I made this little guy. It's just one of these foam blocks from the dollar store, and this is butcher paper. And I'm just going to, I'm going to use my knife. Just anything to touch the top and drop the bead onto there and let it cool. So the tops, you can do the tops afterwards, after it cools. You do the exact same process, but I want to show you something really cool. Okay, I was experimenting. Let me check the time here, and I just made a glittery mess. I'm wondering why my eyes are always bugging me. 5:23. I am the opening act to Tracy Schultz, so I want to make sure I get out of here on time and get a bowl of spaghetti before the show begins. So these are done not in the straight barrel fashion, but in the triangular fashion, and they were embossed with these Emerald Creek embossing powders. I've got this one is Verdigris Sparkle. This one is Ancient Amber. It does okay. This one, Patina Oxide, rock your socks off. And this one's Chunky Rust. So the I'll show you best I can. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, hi Mike. Hi babe. That's my husband. This one was done with the Chunky Rust and then a clear coat around it. This was done with the Verdigris. Pretty cool, huh? This one's done with the this one, the Patina Oxide. This was just a clear one, but it was done with some Tim Holtz paper, and I'm going to show you how to do that one. This one was done with actually this, where is it? I think from Recollections, it's a sand color. And so you can do a lot of cool stuff. You can mix your embossing powders, and I usually will mix them in like one of these little cupcake things because you can't use them afterwards, and you need to be able to roll. So I'd lay it out so that you can roll in there, because I don't want to do a bunch in there. And then you can also, if you're using a solid color or even a pattern color, let's see, where did it go? Which one? This one. This bead here, the center bead, was done on some pink paper with, I wish this thing would focus a little better, antique photo embossing glaze. So lots of cool ideas, and I was thinking what a cool idea it would be for a party, like a baby shower or something like that. If somebody needs to win, you need to choose a winner. And let me just get this out of here real quick before I get it in my eyes. You could like string them just on yarn, right? You can just do them real inexpensively, and on the inside of the bead put a marking pen mark and different colors, and the different people would win based on their color. So I wanted to show you, let me get these apart, what I do. And I got one that I've done it on. I haven't done it on any, but we'll do it on one. Is take my little grommets, these right here, and as you can see, I've got some sitting here that I colored with alcohol ink. So you can color them if you want to, if you just have silver. But you just take and glue the little grommets in like that. Just glue them in. Let me zoom back out. Okay. Glue them in on each side, and you got a professional looking little bead there. And this one was rolled on, what I did on this one is I just took the end of a white piece of scrap paper and drew the rainbow colors in. So, you know, the ideas are limitless with that. That's how you do that. And then, let me show you the Tim Holtz one. I'm a little nervous, I'm sorry. Okay. So I've got this cool paper pad, right? It's got a lot of neat colors in it. And I'm going to choose, now this isn't a scrap, okay? I admit that. You don't always have to use scraps. And also, you don't want to use heavy paper because it doesn't twirl very nicely. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to that 1/2 inch mark again, make sure it's nice and straight. Let's see, make sure you guys can see it. Okay. And I see I'm off. Okay. And I'm just going to take my finger blade and I'm going to glide it down. And I'm going to make 2 of these. Again at the 1/2 inch mark. You know, I tried slicing it with my Fiskars trimmer, but my trimmer makes fluffy edges and I don't want any fluffy. No fluff, please. Okay. And then on this second one, I want to decide which end I want to show at the bottom, and it's going to be that one. I'm going to make sure that the bottom part is still in a 1/2 inch. Okay, and then I'm going to scoot my little thing over so it's about in the middle. And I'm just going to trim that off. And see, it moves away from you if you're not careful. And it does not have to be perfect. Ooh, I like that side too. I'm going to flip it over. And again, make sure I'm starting in the 1/2 inch. Down here at the bottom. Make sure I'm at a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to trim. Just like that. And you can go as skinny as you want on the end. I'm just going to keep it like that. And then if you want to do like a smaller grommet, like a 3mm grommet, then you're better off using a, let's see, this is a 3.5. No, this is a 4. I think my 2.75 works. A 3 would be ideal, but good luck finding a size 3 crochet hook. They don't exist. So I'm going to decide where I want the pretty. I want that to be at the outside. So I'm going to again just twirl this around here. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I usually take it off and straighten it out. I'll take it off right about there. And I'll just push down to make sure that it's all nice and flush. And then bring it all the way in. Get my glue. It's okay if you mess up because that's what happens. Just spread my glue out a little. I don't want it coming out the outside edges though, because it bubbles when you get it hot. And I'm just going to hold it there for a couple of seconds while it dries. Mac, sorry, I keep forgetting to look at the chat because I'm nervous. Okay, so then just like the one before, you're going to want to make these 2 ends flush. And Lindsay has a great tutorial. Lindsay from what's it, the Frugal Crafter. I love her stuff. She's awesome. Learned so much. And this, I pretty much learned this method from her, so I can't take credit for it. I'm just showing it off. And I'm going to make sure that's nice and flush. I'm going to hold it down so that the glue takes hold. Make sure I don't move it too much. Okay. As soon as I know the glue took hold, I'm going to just start to wrap. And when you're wrapping this one, you got to kind of watch where you're wrapping, because you want your taper to stay in the center, and you can adjust it. But see how it's starting to go off there? I'm just going to move it a little. When I was a kid growing up, we used to do this with catalogs. My mom made this whole beaded curtain, only the beads were about, they were like probably 3 inches long. And then we would make little clay beads to go in between. What can I say? We were hippies. But, you know, it was an inexpensive way to make a really cool room divider. And I'm just going to hold that for a few seconds. And there you've got kind of a tapered bead. And I took you can take any kind of marker, and you can color the end any color you want, just to kind of make it look more beadish, I guess. And if there's any excess hanging over that you don't like, just cut it off with the scissors. can just take and color that end. And they kind of look like glass beads. But so Lindsay does hers with the ultra thick embossing powder, but all I did was burn myself with that stuff because it doesn't stick very well to the embossing ink. And so yeah, it blows off, and you got to watch where you're aiming. So you see, once you color that in, it just looks like, it looks cool. Cool, yeah. Any part that's white you don't like, and you know, you can write on them, you can do whatever you want with them. Be tons of fun. Hey guys, so I just stopped here a second so I could take a look at the chat, because again, I don't tend to watch the chat, and I see how people do. You know, you don't know what it's like until you actually get on a live. I'm way out of view here. Let's see, there we go. I'll practice though. I wish I think there's a way, see, with this other one, to make practice ones with this prism app. And so I would just take and see, that's not going to fit on here. I made it too tight, so I'm going to put it on a smaller one. I don't crochet, and it's okay if it's a little bit loose. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on my embossing gun so it gets hot. You want it to be hot. And this time, I think I will play with my salvage patina here. And I'm going to pour it into this little cupcake guy. So I have a place to roll it. I'm just going to roll it in the embossing pad. And then I'm going to kind of just dip here. Tap off. See the salvage patina on there? And while it's hot, dip it right back in. I think that's enough on there. Okay, there we go. You see that? Well, guys, I just suck right now. There we go. Let's zoom in. Get that out of my way. Sorry, my keyboard came up. Hi, Pam. We're just watching me mess up a lot. Let's see if I can get more light on there. Well, I wish it wasn't so hard to see. There we go. Zoom in. Zoom in. Focus. Focus. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, I figured it out. What do you know? Okay. So, on one like this, I just leave it sit here until it kind of gets dry. If it looks pretty sticky still, just carefully lay it on one of these toothpicks until it cools completely, because you don't want to mess up your plastic. And then so easy to just take and pour this distress glaze right back into the container without having a big old coffee filter to deal with. Okay, that's cool enough. Yeah, this one I would probably put grommets in the ends, but it looks like my other ones wouldn't fit, so I would probably do one of these smaller ones. You just would want to get them centered, and then see, with the smaller hole, then you know, you couldn't like beat them on chain, or I could probably get maybe leather through it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so you saw the one I colored with the rainbow. Now these ones, this one is some paper that had some gold on it, just bits and pieces of gold. And look, if you get an end that you don't like it just looks weird there, just take your scissors and cut it off. It's your bead. And you can see this is adjustable, so I could make it like that. I could make it like that. But I like it centered. So these are completely adjustable until you emboss them. And you could also, you don't have to, you could use nail polish or whatever. But I thought the embossing trick was cool, especially. So there's how that one looks. But let me get another one like that, and let me show you what some of these, what some of these Seth Apter ones look like. Where'd they go? Oh, here we go. Let me show you this patina oxide. This stuff is amazing. It's just mind-blowingly amazing. So you see that thing's pink right now. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This stuff is fairly opaque once you get it on. So I poured that into my little cupcake tin. The bead isn't in view. Right there. Can you see it now? Okay. I'm going to warm up my embossing gun. And dip it. And I probably should do a normal video on this because my normal videos look normal. Watch this stuff. Got little gold bits in it. And get it nice and hot. I'm going to roll it again. I'm trying not to get my embossing gun on there. Set this down here a second. See what I mean? It's a little bit harder to do it from that point. You can put as many or little layers as you like on there. That's just an example. And these, I mean, it doesn't get hot enough to burn me down at this end. I wish I would stay in view here of this stupid camera. I know I'm in view if I'm right here. Okay. So it makes a pretty cool little texture. Definitely mix and match your stuff. So that's about it that I had to show you. Let me see if I can turn my camera without breaking everything. So we can chat just for a second. Okay, now let's find my camera flip. Where is it? No, okay. Hang on a sec, as soon as I figure out how to flip the camera. Oh, now I figured that out. Okay, I want to flip it to... Guys, do you know how to flip it to face view? I can't figure it out. Maybe I'll just do this. Maybe I'll do this. Okay, that works. Yeah. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Okay. So that's all I have for tonight on my live, my very first live. I can't seem to make my camera work the way I want it to. I'm gonna have to practice a lot before my next live. Thanks everybody who came in, and appreciate, you know, your support. Next up at 7:30 Eastern is going to be Tracy Schultz with her live, and I'm sure she knows what she's doing. But yeah, you know, if I could just hit 1,000 subscribers, I wouldn't have to use third-party apps, but we'll see how we go. Thank you, I appreciate that. I wouldn't Chow, I wouldn't bother watching the replay. It's funny. Anyways, I'm gonna go and let everybody get something to eat and get refreshed for Tracy's video. Make sure to visit her video. I will put links down below once this goes where I can put links on it, so that if you want like this bead twister thing or whatever. Okay, guys, see ya. Oh, how do I make it